guys, it's Bubble Tea Productions here, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about lost and cancelled media related to American Girl. In addition to the doll and book lines the brand is most well known for, over the years American Girl has created a plethora of movies, games, stage shows, and other online and physical content. Many of the more niche of these items and those that were dependent on software or technology that is now obsolete have become lost to time. While some of this lost or forgotten American Girl content has been fully or partially rediscovered, much of it still remains in a non-functional or unplayable state or just completely unrecovered. In addition to the content lost over the years, there's also a sizable amount of content, mainly in the form of books, that has been leaked, announced, or even listed for pre-order that American Girl turned around and canceled themselves. In the 2000s and 2010s, the American Girl website had a wide variety of games and other features centered around the historical and Girl of the Year dolls that kids could play. One of these features was eCard Central, where you could choose and customize eCards of various American Girl characters and other illustrations and send them via email. This feature was removed from the website when a large portion of the Play section was removed in the late 2010s. The eCards page of the American Girl website has been saved to the Wayback Machine almost 800 times, going as far back as 2003 and as recently as 2023. However, the most recent ones are just archivals of an error page. The most recent snapshot of the page being functional was from 2018, but if the page stuck around for longer than that, it was most certainly removed when the last remaining features of the Play section were removed in 2020 following the discontinuation of Adobe Flash Player. I originally discovered this topic from a Reddit post in r/lostmedia asking about the cards and linking to a Wayback Machine archive of the Molly card. The poster explains that the preview images of the cards are still there, but the cards themselves don't seem to be preserved. After poking around on archives from various different subpages and times, this was also the conclusion I came to. The preview animation of the cards will load, but you can't customize or send them. One commenter on this post suggested this could be worked around by downloading the SWF files of the cards and running them with Flash Player or running the archive on a browser that still has Flash support, but I haven't been able to try this. Researching the eCards led me down an entirely different rabbit hole of the Play section of the AG website and the plethora of lost games and features that were on it. There are still American Girl games on the internet, however, they are now on the Mattel website instead of American Girl, and there are only 3 of them. If you try to go to americangirl.com/play, it will actually redirect you to them, but if a kid today went looking for American Girl games on the AG website, they probably aren't going to find them. The Play page itself still existed until as late as 2022, but most of the games and features present on it were removed between 2016 and 2020, with the latter removal due to the end of Flash Player compatibility on most browsers. Most, if not all, of the games are archived in the Flashpoint database, Namuki.com, or the Internet Archive. However, I wasn't able to find a complete list of every game that was ever on the AG website, so I wasn't able to verify if any are still lost. Throughout the 2010s, American Girl released mobile games associated with the Girl of the Year, Historical, and My American Girl lines. Some of the apps were free, and others had to be purchased. These apps included Shave Ice, Secret Wardrobe, Port to Port, Paint Ponies, Isabel Dance Studio, Grace's Sweet Shop, McKenna's Gymnastics, Mary Ellen's TV Console, Mary Ellen's Rocket Rally, Leah Born for Adventure, Wally Wisher's Garden Fun, Wally Wishers, which is apparently a different app, Friendship Ties, Playful Pet, Runaway Pup, Scene Sounds, Cheer On, Tropical Toss, American Girl Emoji, American Girl World, and Time for a Story Bitty Baby. In the late 2010s, American Girl stopped releasing new apps, and around 2021, the existing apps were removed from the App Store after becoming incompatible with Apple devices with the release of iOS 11. A few of the apps have been archived, notably American Girl World, Cheer On, Isabel's Dance Studio, American Girl Emoji, Garden Party, which I think is Wally Wisher's Garden Fun, McKenna's Gymnastic, Mary Ellen's TV Console, Paint Ponies, Port to Port, Scene Sounds, Secret Wardrobe, Shave Ice, and Wally Wishers have been uploaded to the Internet Archive. This post also includes an app labeled as Beach Bounce that I'm assuming is Tropical Toss because I didn't find any American Girl apps or games with that name, and I don't have a way to run it and check. Playful Pet is also posted separately on the Internet Archive, but I was able to find Grace's Sweet Shop, Leah Born for Adventure, and Friendship Ties archived elsewhere. Fair warning that the only download of Friendship Ties I found is on a not very safe website, so I won't be linking that one in the Google Doc, and I suggest you don't try to go download that. While some of these apps have been found in at least one format, there are still many that are missing either the iOS or Android version or are still lost entirely. In 2016 and 2017, American Girl released 4 live-action specials on Amazon Prime. These were Melody 1963 Love Has to Win, released on October 25th, 2016, Mary Ellen 1955 Extraordinary Christmas, released on November 25th, 2016, Ivy and Julie 1976 A Happy Balance, released on March 24th, 2017, and An American Girl Story Summer Camp Friends for Life, released on June 9th, 2017. American Girl Corinne Tam was released on Amazon Prime on July 28th, 2023, and the other 4 specials were removed from Prime around this time. For a few months, all 4 of the specials were lost. However, in February 2024, Melody's special and Summer Camp Friends for Life were uploaded to the American Girl YouTube channel. Both these videos have since been unlisted, but are still accessible if you have the link. This part may sound a little different because I just had to change this after I already recorded it. When I wrote this video, Mary Ellen's special was uploaded on YouTube. However, when I went back to that link while editing, the entire channel had been terminated. I did find it on another site, so it isn't completely lost, but it is in much worse quality than the YouTube upload was. When I originally put this on the list, I couldn't find Ivy and Julie's specials. However, it's actually been on Dailymotion since 2022, and I just didn't find it the first time for some reason. Addy, An American Girl Story was a live-action play based on the stories of the historical character Addy Walker. The show ran from April 13th to June 7th, 2007 at the Seattle Children's Theater and later went on a national tour across 21 cities in the United States from January to May of 2008 through the company Kids Entertainment Incorporated. This topic is a little bit less lost media than a lot of things on this list, but I'm including it because I think it's interesting. The lost media part of this is that there is no known recording to exist of any of its performances. There is a similar issue with recordings of another American Girl stage show, The American Girls Review, being hard to find, but with that you can usually find some if you look hard enough. But with this show, there's just nothing, and it's completely gone. While not helpful in finding this, I did find this on a website of one of the theaters that hosted the tour that I thought was kind of interesting. Because of what the title is, it's hard to find anything on the topic without having to sift through a lot of search results about Addy's books and just Addy in general, and by the time I got to writing this part of the video, I couldn't even find the original post where I saw someone mentioning this. This is a sort of thing that finding it will require someone to already have a recording of it lying around and either know what it is or just randomly decide to post it online, which for a short-running stage show from 18 years ago is exceedingly unlikely. Unlike most of the items in this video, which are partially or fully lost, this topic was instead something that was leaked and then later cancelled by American Girl. In June of 2024, American Girl released a graphic novel called Julie and the Blue Guitar that was part of a new Mysteries Across Time series. This book obviously isn't lost media, as it clearly was published and is still available for purchase. It seems like this book was supposed to be the beginning of a new set of graphic novels featuring historical characters, and 2 other books, a graphic novel adaptation of Meet Josefina and another mystery book, Isabella and Nikki vs. the Bigfoot Bandit, were listed on Amazon to be released in 2025. In September of 2024, the Amazon listing for the Meet Josefina adaptation was changed from a release date in February 2025 to 2079, and anyone who pre-ordered the book received an email that their order had been cancelled and that the publisher was no longer offering this title. Around the same time, the listing for the Isabel and Nikki graphic novel, which was set to release in July 2025, was completely deleted. This abrupt cancellation was due to IDW Publishing, the company publishing the graphic novels, ending its licensing with Mattel. This allegedly happened due to Mattel wanting IDW to wait to announce the books and wanted to surprise drop them with another release and other alleged micromanaging. I'm saying allegedly with all of this because the only source I found on the specifics of this was from one article without a source listed, so take it with a grain of salt. IDW has lost or ended a lot of other notable licenses in the past. There's also some speculation that they may be losing the license to My Little Pony as well, but other places say they're just reworking it. Once again, this is coming from limited sources. I couldn't double check very well, so take all of this with a massive grain of salt. There haven't been any mentions of future graphic novels since the Josefina and Isabel and Nikki books were abruptly scrapped, so these books and any others that were potentially in the works will likely remain unseen. Continuing with unreleased media, we have a much earlier example of American Girl putting a book up for pre-order and then turning around and deciding to cancel it. In a thread in the American Girl subreddit from a few years ago about American Girl lost media, the poster mentioned an American Girl book they pre-ordered on the Barnes & Noble website. The book was titled something similar to Felicity's Christmas album and had a brief and vague description with no cover photo. The poster described the book as being similar to and having the same author as Samantha's Wedding Memories, a scrapbook-style book released in 2004. Samantha's Wedding Memories Rights was released the same year as her movie, so it makes some sense that American Girl would want to release a similar book the next year for Felicity to coincide with her movie. This style of book was different from most of the books American Girl usually released, and presuming Samantha's didn't sell as well as they anticipated, they may have decided to just scrap Felicity's altogether. Over the years, American Girl has had a few movies get into various stages of development before being cancelled for one reason or another. Only one of these movies got to the production stage and is in the category of being lost media. This is something I've talked about before in other videos because I cannot escape Tenny somehow being related to everything I talk about. In 2017, American Girl released a contemporary line that consisted of 3 very short-lived dolls, one of which was Tenny Grant, who, based on her more expansive and unique collection and the fact that the actual Girl of the Year that year was a recycled Truly Me doll, is assumed to have been the intended Girl of the Year for 2017. American Girl made a movie for every Girl of the Year from 2009 to 2016, with the exception of Lainey and Kanani. This stopped in 2017 and has only happened once since with Corinne in 2022. However, American Girl posted behind-the-scenes filming of an unnamed movie to their Instagram stories in 2016, which, based on the sets and items shown in the photos, could really only have been for Tenny. This movie, or possibly short film, was never released or even spoken of again, and remains a piece of both lost and cancelled media to this day. With how big of a mess American Girl was around this time, I'm not surprised that an entire movie was scrapped after already being filmed. I am surprised, however, that there weren't more lost and cancelled items from this era. While no others ever had anything actually filmed, there are a few other movies that were reportedly cancelled by American Girl during development. This is another topic on the list that you should probably take with a giant grain of salt because I was only able to find very limited and in some cases a single resource mentioning them. Julie, an American Girl musical, was planned to be the 5th movie surrounding the historical line. The movie was first announced by Elaine Goldsmith Thomas, a producer of Samantha, Felicity, and Kit's movies, at a press day for Kit Kitteridge and American Girl in 2008. She stated that the next American Girl movie would be a musical focused on Julie and was in outline form at the time. As far as I can tell, the movie wasn't spoken of again. There is evidence on the movies section of the New York Times website that the film was still in production as late as 2012, but the movie's page displays an error in archivals after that year. From what I can assume, this movie was probably a casualty of American Girl's shift to straight-to-DVD releases after the poor box office performance of Kit's movie. When Corinne's movie was announced in 2022, an article in Variety stated that a second American Girl special would follow it the next year. It can be assumed that this movie would have been for Kavi Sharma, the Girl of the Year the following year. This movie was only ever mentioned in one article, so not much is known about it or if it actually had anything made or written for it. Given the issues with HBO Max and the release of Corinne's movie being pushed back repeatedly and ultimately put on Amazon Prime instead, it's not surprising that nothing came of this movie and it was ultimately cancelled. The same person on Reddit who remembered the Felicity book also recalled an obscure promotional tape they had in the 90s. This VHS tape was a promotional video of Addy's books and collection and was reportedly mailed with the catalog. The poster stated that their copy was long gone and that no one, to their knowledge, had posted the video online. At the time I added this topic to the list, it ended with that Reddit post and was still lost media. However, in February 2025, another person posted on the American Girl subreddit asking about the tape, and linked in the comments was a page on the Changnam Family Museum of Toys and Collectibles website archiving the tape, presumably in full, and all of its packaging. The video itself is just under 14 minutes long and goes through each of the books and items available in Addy's collection at the time. The tape is actually listed on this site as being released in 1995, 2 years after Addy's release, and not in 1993 like I assumed it was. The video included a special phone number, 1-800-464-ADDY, which you could call to order Addy's items. I have no idea if that's a phone number that's still in service, so please don't call it. This video may have been up and in fact not lost when I first put it on this list because I didn't research that far yet at that point, but this is a pretty interesting one and was lost for a while, so I'm still going to include it. I'm going to move on now because I feel like if I play much more of this, Mattel is going to copyright claim me. In
November 2007,
the Oprah Winfrey Show filmed a segment about American Girl. One of the clips in this segment showed a tour of American Girl headquarters and inside the doll hospital, places media has very rarely been allowed. Part of this particular clip also discussed the development process of historical characters, specifically Julie, the newest doll at the time. This video used to be pretty easy to find on YouTube, and I even remember watching it at some point, probably in the earlier mid-2010s. However, at some point the clip disappeared completely from YouTube. Despite having been thought to be lost, the video actually turned out to be embedded in the Oprah Winfrey Network's website, accessible from a link in an article about the episode, as well as another clip from the same segment. According to a thread in the American Girl subreddit, this video wasn't always accessible or functional on the website and thus was in fact lost media for a time, but this iconic piece of American Girl history is now viewable again. Innerstar University is probably the most well-known piece of American Girl lost media, and is actually the only one to have a page on the Lost Media Wiki. Innerstar University was a Flash-based online multiplayer game in which you could play as a 3D version of an American Girl doll and launched in 2010. The game was integrated with the My American Girl line and was only fully accessible if you had bought one of the dolls and created an account with the doll code that came with it. The game could also be played using a star code that came with one of the Innerstar University books, but the user would only have access to the game for 2 weeks. It featured many locations your doll could explore, each with different minigames and activities. With the rebranding of the line to Truly Me, it was announced on May 21st, 2015 that the site would be closing on November 5th of that year. The game has never been archived in any part and is still completely unavailable a decade later. There was an Innerstar University rewritten project started in 2021, but that doesn't seem to have gone anywhere. Out of everything in this video, this is the topic I have the most actual memories of. I played this game for a little bit in probably 2013, and a lot of the surviving screenshots of it are things I have vivid memories of, which is great that my brain is storing an American Girl game from over a decade ago and forgetting actual important things. There are a decent amount of gameplay videos online, but I don't see the game itself ever being brought back in a playable format. This video took much longer to make than I initially expected. As I was working on it, I kept finding new topics to add while researching, and I'm sure I still missed some. This was originally only supposed to be about lost media, but as I was researching, I kept finding canceled things mentioned in a lot of the threads that I also wanted to talk about. I may make another video related to the cancel side of things in the future because there were some that I could have gone more in depth on, but I didn't feel like it really fit with this video. Especially with some of the other movie related stuff that wasn't really canceled or lost, but was kind of related, but not enough I could justify putting it in. As I mentioned in a community post probably at least 2 months ago now, I have a much longer video that I've been working on that is why I haven't been posting much in the last year or so. I scaled back working on that for a while to get this out since that's what you guys voted on wanting first in that post, but this is probably the last video I'm going to post until I get that bigger video done. I'm going to try to get it out around late May or early June since my 10-year anniversary on YouTube is May 24th, and I've been working on that video for so long, I really want to get it out to coincide with that. It's a video essay that, without really spoiling anything, has to do with Little's Pet Shop, which if anyone has been around long enough to remember, this was originally an LPS channel, so it feels right to get that specific video out for the anniversary. Either way, I am going to post something short on that day for it, but I'm not really sure what yet, but expect my next actual video somewhere around that time. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!